Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Higher Level Podcast. My name is Dana Truppiana, and today I'm here with
John.
And Ken.
Welcome back. I don't know exactly when this episode is going to go up, but right now we're about 2 weeks out from Christmas, so that's exciting. I hope you guys all have a wonderful Christmas, and I'd love to hear any drama stories. You went home for the holidays and your sister-in-law was crazy. Definitely comment. I want to hear the stories. So before we get into the stories, we have stories that we're gonna choose off of the cards like always. But before we get into that, I did want to have a quick conversation. John and I were speaking in the car earlier, and I took little notes, or actually, I think we were talking here. I took little notes on what I wanted to discuss with you. So first of all, this is why I said the car. So you were telling me that you traveled back and forth to Denver, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, at the time, yeah.
So tell me, because when I said Denver, is that the one with the conspiracies? You said yes, but you had never heard of the ones that I knew. So tell me what you know, or like what you've heard about Denver Airport.
So I want to say I don't recall anything particularly about the airport itself. I just remember the statue with the horse. I just remember that being like drama more of a conspiracy relating to the person that made it end up dying trying to make it.
Really?
But yeah, that's the one that I recall and being when I first went. The family that I was with, my ex-girlfriend at the time, they were telling me about it because I had no idea.
What were they telling you?
Well, that
Just
supposedly,
that the person...
that made it had died. I never confirmed that exactly because every time I kept going back and forth flying there, I kind of like noticed it. It was always at night.
Okay.
And I only really saw it during the day like one time. Most of my flights were at night, so I was always leaving and coming in at night. I never saw it during the daytime except like one time.
So to be honest, I had never heard of this horse. Like, you're telling me about it today. I've never heard of it before.
Oh, the statue?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like I guess sports related with the horse with the Broncos, because that's what it basically looks like. It looks like.
Is it for the sports team or is it just a Bronco?
I think it's because Denver, Colorado has like the horses.
Okay.
So like I never really looked into it, but of why there's a horse statue, but that's their thing.
It's Denver Broncos, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason that kind of piqued my interest when you were telling me you were going back and forth to the Denver airport is because the Denver airport is like well known for conspiracy theories. Now, I just like heard Denver and like I had heard like peripherally, but I wanted to read a few of the things that is out there about the Denver airport. And you tell me if you ever experienced anything kind of similar while you were there, because I've never been there. Okay. The Denver International Airport is famous for numerous conspiracy theories involving secret societies like the Illuminati and the New World Order, underground bunkers for elites, reptilian alien lizard people,
And Diddy.
demonic art, Lucifer statue, and murals. Did you ever see anything like that? Because that was a big thing, is all the art.
That's the name of the statue. I think the Lucifer statue, that's what it is. Because it's like the way it's like a black greenish, not green, but like the way the black looks, I guess because of it being outside, obviously, like the corrosion.
How big is it? You said it's huge.
It's pretty big. It doesn't look big when you're from a distance because of like the way distance and objects look. But as you get closer to it, it's like big as a house.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
and it's a big horse?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like on its.
Yeah, I
like-
see pictures of it. I'll put a picture up here.
The color's not like the bull, right? Downtown. Because I know that's I know the bull's a little bit more golden, but like I
So
know
I'm
it's kind of
just
like
thinking
a
blue.
ball.
I can't.
I see blue.
Yeah, it's like I saw it at night. Only saw it
It's
during the day
blue.
one
Okay.
time. So like, there isn't.
Oh wow. So I see why they call it Lucifer. It's like a dark blue. It's very like evil looking. The
Yes.
eye is red.
Yes.
It looks like it's like demonic. Yeah, I see what people are saying about
And
that.
it's big, bro. So when you first get to the airport, like when you're leaving out the exit and entering, as you're coming up, you see it out in the field. It's
Okay.
just there.
Right.
That's
Like
weird.
Because like where
It's
we
part of the
drove at,
landscape. Yeah.
it's part of the landscape.
It tries to be like a landmark from far away, so you know where you are, right?
I was gonna
I
say like
mean,
it's kind
yeah.
of like the towers when you're looking at the New York skyline when the towers
It's an
were there.
open field as you get to the airport. It's really weird. It's a lot of open land. So as you're driving, there's like two roads that go one towards the entrance of the airport and then one away. So as you're going to and from, it's there. You can't
Okay.
miss it.
Okay,
Airport's
so
really
nothing
nice
like
though.
the Twin Towers. So it's literally just like the only thing on a flat surface.
Yeah, think of like
you have to
most
notice it.
town entrances that have, well, not town entrances, at least like in like Long Island area where you have like in William Floyd, he has like that small little statue.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine if it was like, it's not a Statue Liberty size, obviously, but it's about like her foot a little bit.
It makes its presence.
Yeah, you can't miss it because there's nothing else around it
Right.
but that statue.
Okay.
Maybe for that whole conspiracy theory, but yeah.
Okay, so demonic art, Lucifer statue, and there's murals there that apparently are evil looking as well.
Yeah.
And hidden bases, often stemming from budget overruns, delays, strange art, and underground tunnels. While the airport embraces the lore with exhibits and marketing, officials confirm the tunnels are for baggage/maintenance, and the art's themes are misunderstood, with the runaways actually designed for efficiency and not swastikas. Have you seen anything on there that reminded you of a swastika?
I don't recall. I remember there being art. Like the airport is pretty big because like it took a minute to like find my ex. I ain't gonna lie. Like we were texting back and forth. I'm like, where am I supposed to find you at?
Just to clarify, he was in a long-term relationship and when she was living in Denver, so he went to find his ex because she was picking him up from the airport.
The bag is clean. Yeah. So, but it was a lot of artwork. The place looks amazing. It's not like, I guess maybe because I've been to Penn Station and the airway like so many times. Like
New York infrastructure is not it.
Yeah, bro. You get tired of it. You just seen the same homeless person every circle back. Bro, I'm just tired of it, bro.
Yeah.
And the smell, you be like, I'm done.
You see anywhere that's clean,
LaGuardia
you're like, yes.
is pretty a little bit better.
Well, that's
Yeah,
just
but-
because they just remodeled the hell out of that.
But
And
that's-
LaGuardia is
I flew when they
inconvenient.
were-
It's so far away.
It's so inconvenient, and I had to go there to go to Denver, and I shit you not, like they had the routes to go like B, C, A, and it was so confusing, and it
You
was
have that
raggedy.
like tunnel thing, right?
Yeah.
That's why I don't do LaGuardia. I do JFK.
Well,
because
now
like
it's fixed.
LaGuardia, no. I'm talking like if you want to go from the I forget what it's called. Like B, A, Concord, maybe. If you want to go from one to the other, you have to take a subway.
Yeah.
That's a nightmare.
You don't have to do-
JFK,
you don't have
well,
to do
it's
that. Drive
that
around.
far. It's that
Yeah.
far away.
Yeah, the new
JFK is not like that.
Yeah, JFK, you go in, you out. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
So
Like,
like
as soon as you
that's
go
why
in.
I steer clear of plus LaGuardia doesn't have as convenient times. JFK is just that's where. So no, you never saw anything that reminded you of swastika?
It's been so long ago. It's been years ago. So like, I mean, I seen a lot of the artwork, but I can't recall. The statue was implemented in my head because that was the first and last thing I saw every time I left the airport. That's how big it was, and how like you can't not look at it when you going up because you right.
So when
there.
you think of the town, like that's the thing you think of.
Yes, I think of that, and then like the mountainside. It's like really during the summer. It was without the snow. It's like really orange, red. It's kind of like I'm not sure if that's the reason why the Bronco.
I wonder
the
if it's
football
like
team
clay.
is based off that. It is kind of like that's what it looks like.
Okay.
It looks like orangey Mars. That's what it kind of looks like.
That's how Fort Jackson was, and it was all clay. So like if you stepped in it, it was like quicksand.
Yeah.
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 Basically Mars. It looked like
Mhm.
if they. I think if
That's where they did the fake videos from too.
yeah, apparently.
Like
In Denver?
the rover videos that they were putting
Yeah.
out, like that like got debunked as like how is that an actual thing of Mars? Because there was like they didn't realize they caught like some broken baby doll on the thing. And then like they put it out like, oh, look at the new footage, and it was straight up like
Yep.
a picture of
I
them.
mean, it looks. I mean,
And you're
Denver-
saying that was in Denver?
yeah.
Wow.
because it looks like when you go there, like you could make. There was a couple of if you look up clips of like cinematic clips of Mars where people do like recordings that they sell clips of. They go to Denver and they record. They'll dress up as like astronauts and they'll go,
I
towards
find
the
that so
mountains.
interesting. Like, they said that Avatar was inspired by a place in Arizona. Like, I love finding stuff like that where it's like you could just take it and
Tidbits
I
of
mean, there's deserts in California that you can a lot of places going out into those deserts and they film like war movies that are supposed to be based in the Middle East
right.
because it's like they look exactly the same.
Mm,
So it's kind of crazy how in America we have access to every single thing like that without ever having to use a passport.
right. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to quickly read through why everything that's listed is. So it says underground tunnels. Rumors say they lead to bunkers, alien bases, or NORAD, but they mostly house the automated baggage system, now defunct, and airport operations. Art and murals. Lucifer, the Mustang statue that we were just talking about, a giant blue horse with glowing red eyes. The artist died when a piece fell on him, fueling the demonic theories. So you were right. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember them. It was like everybody knew that story in Denver. You could ask a cat and he'd tell you.
But it's a tribute to the West. Murals by Leo Tanguma. Seen by some as prophetic, depicting war and environmental destruction, though the artist intended them to show peace emerging from chaos. Secret Society's New World Order. Theories suggest DIA is headquarters for the Illuminati or NWO, using the airport for control or as an apocalypse refuge. Runaway layout. The pinwheel design is rumored to resemble a swastika, but it's for operational efficiency. Okay, so you wouldn't have seen
From aerial, I guess you would have seen that. Oh, actually, I feel like somebody said something. I think when I was looking up Denver just for the curiosity when I was first going, I think I heard like I remember like the layout. Like Google was like, "You searching for this?" And I was like, "No," but yeah,
Okay.
that I definitely see that did come up.
Okay, and then gargoyles. Luggage gargoyles in baggage claim are seen as sinister, but were inspired by Notre Dame to ensure luggage arrives. Did you see luggage gargoyles?
Probably. It's so long ago. That horse, man.
That's just
telling
all
you,
you remember.
If y'all have just a random flight one day, you just a little layover and it's in by Denver, you gotta just see it. You gotta see it in person. It is weird. It's a weird experience. You just like, what
I've
the?
never been to Colorado. I would definitely want to see that. Okay, so DIA's response. The airport leans into theories with tours, exhibits like Conspiracy Theories Uncovered, and marketing campaigns, acknowledging the fun while clarifying facts. In short, DIA's unique art, extensive underground levels, and initial construction issues created fertile ground for elaborate theories, which the airport now playfully incorporates into its identity. I had heard, I didn't like look into it or anything, but I had heard that those kind of conspiracy theories existed in Colorado. So that's why when you said it, I was like, ooh, I want to talk about it because it was, and the fact that when I said, oh, have you heard the conspiracy theories about Denver Airport? And you were like, oh, yeah. And then I started talking about them and you're like, oh, no, I never heard. I'm like, okay, so what conspiracy theories did you hear? So yeah, it was
Lucifer definitely top 5.
Denver Airport. I mean, if nothing else, just go to Denver for the airport and the statue that's right outside the airport.
It's definitely big, bro. That super big.
Okay, so tell me the story that you were.
Well, I was relating to the whole how a lot of people don't realize some of their greatest wow, I can't say the word musicians were working with and inspired by and was taught a lot of their music theory from Little Richard. Jimi Hendrix, going into the Beatles and also James Brown. So you have these extremely big influences in music, as well as like Elvis, that were a reflection of a black creator that doesn't get highlighted. And when I talk about it with other people that are into rock music or just original rock and roll, they immediately think of the Beatles, but they don't
Right.
know like the Beatles history when they came over,
Okay.
especially in terms of like the States and how now the Beatles all had their own sound, but the development of what the Beatles became to most people is that connection from Little Richard. So you still have originality, but you have the essence of what brought them to become that.
Right. Absolutely. And we kind of stemmed from that conversation where I was saying, I know that like there's no, I mean, I'm sure there could be, I don't know, but it's not like there was less talented black people back then. There was so many, but because of the times, because of the influence of society, there was so many that just never got known. So a white person could be, walking down the street, walk into a bar and listen to somebody playing music and be like, oh, I like that. And then go out and start an entire career based on that. I think that we were talking about like the difference between appreciation and appropriation. And I think right there is like the definition of appropriation, because you heard something, you liked it, and then that person has been doing that for 30 years, but nobody knows who he is because he's black and that's not okay. And now you just built an entire career and never once said like, oh, I got the idea. You know what I'm saying? So I think that that's definitely appropriation.
Extending the hand of where you got the original thought from.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, an interesting conversation to have is, what if they did do that? Would that still, how would that, what if the Beatles,
some people did.
What if the Beatles
Some people did.
went and said like, my biggest inspiration is, you said Little Richard, is Little Richard, and just kind of like shouted it from the rooftops? What would be the thought there?
When actually the interviews that he would, when Little Richard was interviewed, that was the topic of discussion. He always
Little Richard did the Beatles.
Mm-hmm. He always talked about his influences, because you gotta, I mean,
Jimi Hendrix did.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was his guitarist, and then you have someone that's like James Brown, like who's an inspiration to Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? Like the lineage that goes along with music. Once you go all the way back, it's like it takes you to thinking that there would be people that now there were, but to your point, I think with those interviews highlighting him talking about it, because that's where he more so wanted it to be like the music itself, the original, the essence of it comes from us, but it came from me. I the homage, as you could say, is what was something that he always wanted them to at least pass on to the world, not just it being that it's just their original of, you know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't any influence, when back then it was very evident. It was because he wasn't around.
Was he famous as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the original. When you think of rock and roll, that's Little Richard. Little Richard made rock and roll.
So that's an interesting situation, because it's not like Little Richard didn't have his own fame. You know what I'm saying? So it's
he was.
But at the same time, I never heard of him.
That's
where I have heard of the Beatles, and I think that,
right? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and it's interesting to look at things like that. I did an episode one time on Stephanie St. Clair.
Oh,
St. Clair. Okay.
Do you know who that is?
I knew. Yeah.
Okay, so when I did that episode, I had never heard of Stephanie St. Clair yet. I just heard her name as far as like she was a female gangster, and I went and did research on her, and it was so mind-boggling to me, because I know who Bumpy Johnson is. You know who Bumpy Johnson is?
I don't.
Really?
I don't.
Seriously? You've never heard of Bumpy Johnson?
Probably in passing.
You had to have. There's so many movies, TV shows. Like Bumpy Johnson is.
I probably heard of him, but I didn't know it as what it was. You know what I mean?
He was a gangster. he like he had a lot to do with the numbers racket in New York around the time that like around the same time that like the mafia was coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Bumpy Johnson was also coming up, and he did like the lottery numbers. Pretty much the lottery system that we have right now was stolen from the mafia, and the mafia stole it from Bumpy Johnson.
Interesting. Okay.
So it was interesting for me because Bumpy Johnson, I know you haven't, but like that's probably a household name. Like most people in America know who Bumpy Johnson is. The Godfather. You know The Godfather?
Yeah. No.
The Godfather of Harlem. I want to say. You've never.
Nah.
So The Godfather of Harlem, I believe, is based on Bumpy Johnson. So Bumpy Johnson is somebody that like most Americans know who he is. So when I started looking into Stephanie St. Clair, I was blown away to find out that Stephanie St. Clair literally created Bumpy Johnson. She hired him. And like Bumpy Johnson was who he was because she created him. But the world remembers Bumpy Johnson.
Got you.
So like the episode that I did, I'm like, how could Bumpy Johnson be such like a household name? Everybody knows who he is. Nobody knows who Stephanie St. Clair is. This is some bullshit. And I think that that's kind of the same thing where it's like because she's a girl, people don't really remember her, but they remember Bumpy Johnson for doing the same exact thing in so much as she literally he was her bodyguard. That's where Bumpy Johnson comes from. He was Stephanie St. Clair's bodyguard, and then he went and like made his own career. And he went to war, whatever. I don't think I even looked into him, but yeah. So the reason that I'm saying that is that it feels very similar. Where Stephanie St. Clair was rich, she had her own numbers rackets and everything, but at the same time, fast forward 80, 90 years, 100 years, people don't remember Stephanie St. Clair. People remember Bumpy Johnson, and it's like that inequity is like.
I would say most age groups from probably my dad, anyone in their 50s, 40s. I would say anyone in their 40s and up, probably 30s. Probably 30s. I'm about to turn 30. So 30s and up know who Little Richard is based on songs that are extremely popular that get sampled a lot. And I guess it would just depend on any 40 up if they were from their parents and them that actually were around the time when, he was alive. But like that would be going down the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You pretty much it's impossible not to mention the godfather essentially of rock and roll. He is the essence, and then it goes up from there.
Which is crazy because when you ask people that, they'll say Elvis.
Yeah, it's almost like the whole Elvis is kind of like, I won't say he is like the Columbus of rock and roll, but he kind of is.
He found it and called it his.
Yeah, but it's like you have when you have some biopics that kind of do him justice, where you get a lot of who he is, because not everyone knows about like.
Now, did Elvis give credit? Do you? I mean, you might. Not know that.
I can't recall if.
Because the way that the Beatles said, "Oh, our biggest inspiration was Little Richard," I wonder if Elvis did that.
Yeah, I mean they were friends.
What was the age? Like, when did Little Richard come up?
I would have to look.
Was it like that? Because like the Beatles were like the 50s, 60s.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like I want to maybe.
Yeah, they were.
I'm pretty sure Elvis
80s?
was like if anything late 50s, 60s, and then the early 70s before he died. That's the reason why I'm like I want to know like when was Little Richard around? And I think another reason why that the Beatles probably are more well known is because they were multinational.
1932.
32. Okay.
Wow.
Little Richard was born. Wayne Penium, I'll probably pronounce that last name, was a singer and songwriter and pianist who pioneered rock and roll with his energetic performance.
When was he born?
He was born 1932.
Oh, so that's not when did he die?
In May 9, 2020.
Okay. So
2020.
Okay. So okay, put it this way. You know Wonder Years?
Yeah.
In Wonder Years, he listens to the first song that the Beatles ever came out with.
Yeah, that I know.
So that's exactly the time period.
All right.
So he's saying Little Richard became famous, and then the Beatles kind of branched off and took that inspiration. But it doesn't.
I'll get so I can get the Little Richard. It was a massive influence on the Beatles, shaping their early sound with high energy rock and roll style, driving rhythms and vocal shouts.
I think it's really cool that they make that known.
Mentoring them during their shared gigs in Hamburg and Liverpool in 1962, where Paul McCartney learned vocal techniques directly from him. Paul McCartney solidifying Little Richard as a rock pioneer and foundational hero for the band, as heard in their covers like Long Tail Sally and early hits.
Now look up Elvis and see if he has any credited inspirations. Because while you're looking that up, the reason that we had that conversation is because I had never known. I wasn't like no. Keep going.
Oh, okay. Little Richard and Elvis Presley were contemporaries who profoundly influenced each other, with Little Richard, who often called the architect of rock and roll, for pioneering the genre, while Elvis brought it to a massive white audience, popularizing black music and paving the way for artists like Little Richard. They shared mutual respect. Elvis covered Richard's hits.
Paving the way for Little Richard? I thought Little Richard came first.
Well, the notoriety of the white audience.
He paved the way for him to get more fame.
Exactly.
Got
because
it.
you have someone, he's
but
covering...
it's such bullshit that he has this talent and he influenced all these people, and it took someone that looked like Elvis.
Long Tall Sally, which is like Tutti Frutti's super popular, energetic song.
Tutti Frutti.
Acknowledging Richard's foundational role, and Little Richard, despite initial frustrations, recognized Elvis' role in opening the doors, calling him my buddy.
So yeah, this is like 50s, 60s.
Yeah, so there's definitely, there's interviews of him, talking about it with the frustrations of that, which is like,
it's horrible. I can't imagine. I mean,
imagine someone covering songs and they becoming extremely popular, but they're your songs.
Yeah.
Maroon 5 did that with what's his name? Gym Class Heroes, the lead in Gym Class.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I mean, I think it happens.
He dated Katy Perry at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his songs, a lot of the Maroon 5 songs, the couple of the ones that were very popular before he got like super pop, his songs were a lot slower and less melody, prone, where pop music, it wasn't really pop, it was more like alternative. When Gym Class Heroes made Maroon 5 pop.
The same thing happened with, I believe, either Alicia Keys or the other one. Alicia Keys or...
You mean Beyonce?
Or... It was either Alicia... It started with an A. Aaliyah, maybe?
Aaliyah?
I don't think it was Aaliyah. I want to say it was Alicia Keys. And it turned out that like someone big, like Lady Gaga level, all of their music was written... Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, yeah. J-Lo had majority... so there were songs where she wasn't even singing.
Mm-hmm. It was all Alicia Keys, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So J-Lo, the reason why she became, because of Selena.
J-Lo, the reason she became is because of Diddy.
No, I know that, but the thing is that J-Lo actually can't sing.
Yeah,
right.
She
but she faked it. She was an actor, so she faked it in Selena.
She looked like
it's
Selena,
like becoming a Disney star.
Mm-hmm. She can sing. She just can't sing.
She
can't sing as good as the record she recorded.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, I'm sorry. If I had to listen to it, you did too, bitch. You did too.
That it's like the vocal, having someone else sing for you, one, and then having background vocals to help boost your range. Like she can hold a tune and she can actually.
I don't know about that. You ever heard her? You ever hear someone take one of her songs and like dip out the background?
Yeah,
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Like I don't think she can sing. I think you're giving her a little too much credit. But
Well, I
that's
mean,
that's the
in
same
the
kind of
sense of,
situation,
like,
you know?
Can she sing better than me? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, at least in both of those
like
situations.
amateur wise, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't sing worth a damn, so who am I to speak, you know? But
Yeah.
in both of those situations, the good thing is that Gym Class Heroes and Alicia Keys, they both had their own careers. So like, yes, they lost a lot of credit for things that they did.
Mm.
It's not like they were just like out on the street homeless.
Yeah, you have
where
like,
that does happen.
Songwriter credits, you know, getting paid residuals.
No. I'm just saying, like, Alicia Keys had her own career. Alicia Keys had amazing songs that the entire world bopped to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like everyone knows who Gym Class Heroes is. It's not like all they have is songwriter credits and residuals. You know what I'm saying? They have their own careers.
Travis Barker. That was it. That's
What?
the lead singer of
Blink
the,
182. Travis
no.
Barker is the.
Is it
Yeah.
Travis Barker?
He's Blink
Nah.
182's drummer
Wait.
and MGK.
So now I gotta know.
MGK is not in Blink 182.
No, MGK has Travis Barker being his drummer.
I thought.
They went on tour.
Okay.
Oh, my bad. That was off memory. It was Trav McCoy.
Oh, okay. that
Trav,
makes sense.
Travis,
that
I
makes
see where
sense.
you went.
Yeah. I don't know where I went. I went with
Travis.
that.
I was like,
Trav-
wait, what?
Trav, I do that stuff all the time.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, that don't sound right.
So when we were discussing that, we kind of veered off of topic and moved into like an appropriation conversation
Right.
with where I was saying like I see both ends of some things. Like, okay, as far as like braids and hairstyles, I understand why that's considered like appropriation versus appreciation, because there's history there. There's a rich history of people being oppressed and having to utilize those hairstyles in order to survive. And then to have the
Oppressor.
yeah,
wear
exactly.
the
You have the
style.
oppressor like take it as a fashion. I could see that. I am personally of the mind that like nobody alive today, nobody 3 generations before had anything to do with any of that. However, that doesn't mean that people weren't hurt by it. And we had a conversation last week about intent versus impact.
Yeah.
So even if I do something, if I'm not intending to hurt you, it impacted you negatively. So for that reason alone, just because people would be offended or have their feelings hurt over it, I wouldn't do that. But where you get into the muddy waters is like this whole drama going on right now about H-Mart. Do you know so here?
I watched a clip that you sent.
Yeah. You watched the whole video?
I didn't.
Not the whole video, but like you skipped to 2:30 and watched her whole video?
Yeah.
So tell me what you think of it.
As someone that has got invited to, the H-Mart, like I said, I was dating someone that was Vietnamese, so we went to those markets. Honestly, I didn't feel, maybe it was a couple odd years ago, but like I never felt like I was looked at or felt uncomfortable. I felt invited.
Yeah, because
Is that because you're a person of color?
yeah,
though?
you're a person of color. She specifically said white people. She didn't say anybody that's not Asian. She said
I feel
white
like it would
people.
be worse.
No.
The reason why I say I think it would be worse is because, especially where I was at in Denver, it's not like it's not really seen. Like everyone has their own group. It's very group in Denver. So there's an Asian community, and then
Clicky.
it's a super clicky, super clicky. So like at least during the time, it could have changed, but based on the area I was in Denver, Colorado, Um, it was kind of like that. But for my experience, I only say that is because you have the Asian community and towards America is kind of like the hallmark minority. It's like they are their stereotypes aside from I guess food um things are always they're always super positive. Like it's not you see an Asian kid like oh he's super smart, he know math,
Hmm.
maybe his mom can't drive, you know what I'm saying?
It's
It'll
like
be like
positive
yeah,
racism.
it's positive racism. So like there are some bad ones that Asian people hate that are just like oh every Asian person has to be Chinese.
Hmm.
Or some people like, oh, you a ninja, oh, you Japanese, oh, konnichiwa, and it's like, bro, I'm from mainland China. What are you talking about? Or I'm from Taiwan, like,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Or I'm Filipino. Like, you have so many different. Not most people are getting a little bit more politically correct when it comes to that. It's a little bit harder, but I think within like me going to the markets because of that, I think I would have should have maybe experienced a little bit. I didn't go to every single market, but the one I went to, everything was cool, and I was with that family. You know what I mean? And I didn't feel anything towards it. That's my personal experience, but I would think I just find it funny because most Asians usually gravitate towards the white majority more than minorities. So
Okay.
like there it would be less of if you put a train and you were sitting on a train and you have an Asian person that comes on a train and there's a white person on one side and a black person, they're most likely going to sit on the side with the white person.
Yeah, fair.
You know what I mean? So it's like
But at the same time, I do feel like I was reading a Reddit story not too long ago about a family and a white man married a black woman,
mm,
and they each brought their kids on vacation to Japan.
mm,
And the white daughter, there was two daughters, one was white, one was black, and the white daughter was just kind of like ignored, not really anything rude, but not anything like special.
mm.
And the black daughter was like, they were like treating her like a celebrity. People were stopping her and asking her for a picture. They were like staring at her, like nothing negative. They were just like amazed because they don't see
Yeah, and see
black
the skin
people
color.
very
Yeah, the skin
often.
colors. You
So I
got
don't
millions to
know.
one basically.
I mean, look at Tokyo Drift.
Yeah,
Like I'm not like I know that's Japan, right? You said Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like if you look at Tokyo Drift, what was that? Bow Wow, was it Bow Wow that was in it? Where
Yeah.
he was like the hookup, like he was the
Mhm.
dude that everybody loved, no matter what. And then the white dude, he was the gaijin. But like, I mean, I hate to say it, but like if you think about history, when you're talking about like oppression and stuff, like we did some horrible shit to the like Japanese and Chinese or any Asian descent people during World War II. Because
They did some horrible shit to each other
of
too.
course, but
I mean,
I'm saying like we
yes.
did some horrible crap because
Mhm.
it's kind of like 9/11 when everything went down. Like they bombed Pearl Harbor, and then you got 9/11, and then we went,
Yeah,
you know,
have, like
like
the Middle Eastern.
it, like we had there was a cause and effect, but like
Mm.
you know that they don't forget that. Like
Right.
you know, it's what 60 years. Oh, sheesh, it's 80 years after
But
World War II. But
I guess
My
the,
issue with it, I think, is that
the demographic of age also too.
I just
yeah, I agree.
it's hard because I think like I'm the last person in the world to sit here and be like reverse racism. You know, like
Mm.
I do my best to understand where all of these things come from.
Mm,
I
mm.
do my best to be open minded, and honestly, I would say 90% of the time I'm against the majority of white people on these kinds of issues. Like I don't think that a lot of white people recognize just like that, like the Beatles getting their inspiration from a black person. The normal white people would be like, oh well, that's what happened. They were more talented, you know. Where I'm like, no, it's just that he wasn't looked at because he was black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the aisle that I usually lean towards. However, I don't think that if she had gotten on camera and said, I side eye any black person that I see in an H-Mart, I don't like it.
Oh, I
They're
see
not
what you're
doing
saying.
anything wrong,
I got you.
but I'm
saying.
still going to side eye you. And so, as I said, I'm not the reverse racism person.
I got what you saying now. I got what you saying.
But at the same time, it's just like, I get that there's been millennia of oppression from people with my skin color. But it just seems like you want to have those kinds of opinions and say that kind of stuff. It is what it is. But it's like when it gets down to like, if I were to go into an Asian grocery store, I'm like being singled out. I'm being stared at and like judged for being there. And when I personally, like when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, all right, that'll never be me. I'm never going to put myself into a place where I'm not wanted. You don't want me there. You're going to stare at me because I go there. I will never in my life go there. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's a weird dynamic. You know what I'm like? It's just a weird.
So
It's a pick and choose. Like you decide to pick and choose when you want. Because you're right. If it would have been black people, it would have even crazier outrage. Like, what are you saying? Like, she would have got. But I think she chose to make it. Maybe it was her own experience or whatever. Like, she's telling the truth of what she felt in her life, which, you know what I'm saying, is what it is. But I think if she put it out knowing that if she said it about these people, the majority, that it would smooth over because everyone hates the majority. So if I could talk about the majority like everyone else, so it should be cool. You know what I'm saying? No different than back then when it was like, as long as we could talk about the black people, I mean, black people, you know, then it becomes one of the newspaper, you know,
so
you could read all about it.
So to play a little devil's advocate, after remembering that video, she specifically said, I'm pretty sure she said white bitches. Like,
No,
I feel like it was more. I feel like it was
said-
more directed towards women, white women, because
Hang on.
like
I'm gonna play the video.
and the reason why I'm asking that is because like I don't know why, but I feel like when I was watching that video, I felt like it was attack on white women versus attack on white people.
No, it's definitely white people.
I mean, by adjacent,
Yeah, I mean,
as a white
women
man, that
are
is your
white
women.
people.
No, but I do feel like it was like listen, like but I feel like the way, if you're watching the video, the original video that I think got taken down,
Right.
I feel like it was an attack on white women versus white people, and I kind of want to see like if I'm right, if I'm remembering it
You're
correctly.
definitely not right, but I want you to see the video just
Like-
so that when you're talking about it, you know. While I do feel like it's like bullying, I think that that's a very privileged way for me to think about it, because I look at it like, oh, okay, so you're going to give me attitude, you're going to give me snark, I just won't go to the Asian grocery store. But how long did black people in particular, I don't really know about other cultures, but I know black people in particular, they have spent forever, every time they go into a store, they're getting followed by the employees. They're getting people walk away or go the other way, just like people that are shopping, you know? And even though maybe people didn't say that out loud.
Funny reaction today that I don't know if you guys peeped, actually. Remember when we went on the elevator?
Mm-hmm.
When the guy was like,
I did peep that.
that right?
I
Bro
did.
didn't
That's why
realize
I was like, he's with me. But yeah, I did. He said, oh, sir, because so me and Ken I had an uncle of mine passed away, and we went to the funeral today. And we went to the funeral, and then we had like an after party, and I had to pick John up. So I grabbed John and I was like, hey, we're going to go to this funeral. We went to the hotel, and it was on the 7th floor. And when we got into the elevator, there was somebody, he was like conversing with me before we got onto the elevator. So we got onto the elevator, and I was like, oh, 7th floor, please. And I stood there, and he watched Ken walk in the door, and Ken stood next to me. And then he looked at you, and he was like, sir, like asking you what floor that you wanted to go, because there was no way you could have been with me and Ken.
Bro, and the thing was, like, he was on the same floor when we got, he was sitting there for a hot minute.
Yeah.
He walked into the door of the hotel that we were at, and I was standing there with John. So he knew that we were all together.
Yeah, we were literally talking.
And then
Well,
you
no, 'cause he
said
was talking to
something
me.
no, but then
No,
you
before you
said
came.
something to him before you even got in there because we were waiting for you.
Okay.
He knew I was with him,
How?
and then
How do you know he was like paying
I
attention?
watched him walk in.
he bought food. All right, before you got there, he already bought food at the little thing checkout.
Like a little shopette.
Yeah, and he walked over. He read the thing on the 7th floor,
Okay.
right? And he saw me and Ken standing next to each other.
So do you think it was like intentional that he said that?
I was maybe because it is maybe I don't know, maybe it is a black thing. Like I kind of read the room at people's faces anywhere I go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. It has to be a black thing because I'll just immediately already like when we were standing there, you guys were talking. He was just observing you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But then
And,
she
like-
said something to you. That's the thing. She literally went and said something to you while we were standing there while he because I went to hit the other button for the elevator.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, it's slow. So he said something to the three of us.
Yeah.
And then she said something to you. And then he said, oh, what floor are you going to? So, like,
I didn't even realize he was talking to me after
I watched
the
all,
fact.
I remember the whole thing. I'm
Yeah.
playing it back. Like, yo, like,
But he was watching you guys interact. Like he had this intrigued face. Like he was trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like how does this work? Like
maybe he was trying to hit on her and was trying to see if like we were together or something.
I don't know.
Because
He
like
didn't-
he opened up that
No,
combo.
because he
to be
automatically
fair,
assumed
you don't
that you
even
were
know
with
what
me.
the baby looked like in the basket. So you,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You could be the brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could have
But
been anything.
I don't think it had anything to do with me because he automatically assumed that you were with me. You were I don't know like he just assumed he wasn't with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or-
When we walked in that elevator,
But
he
he
looked
saw
at it,
me
me,
and
you,
him.
I think it was a
and
bait
then him.
though. I think it was a bait. I think he wanted to know what the connection was, so he singled me out to see like the reaction. Like if we'd have gave like, oh no, yeah, that's my wife. Oh yeah, no, that's my daughter. You know what I'm saying? How people get.
Maybe you think?
I don't because it made no sense for him to single me out when he seen me and Ken together.
Maybe he thought you were. Maybe he thought that you were like her pimp or something.
Bro,
no,
I'm the high
I don't know.
babe. I mean,
it's so
possibly you never know.
it's
We
weird
were at
'cause
a hotel.
I didn't
Right?
even know.
True, but the 7th floor though he read it
So I
An
didn't even
expensive
know.
pimp. Like
at a funeral.
he don't know. I don't know.
Oh yeah, we just
Yo.
you know what I mean.
So I didn't know that whatever went on beforehand. I had no idea that he saw the two of you together. All I knew was that I went there. I had like a short 2-second conversation with him. We got on the elevator. He assumed me, you, and Lucas were all together. Lucas is my baby, so I had him in a stroller. Thank you. And he assumed me, you, and Lucas were together. And then he looked over at you when you walked in and said, "Sir," like asking you what floor you wanted to go on. So he assumed that you weren't a part of our group.
Yeah, somehow, but
Maybe he didn't think you guys knew each other. Maybe he thought that you guys were just having like
Chatting?
a conversation.
He was
Because like I had
yeah,
a
I don't know.
conversation with him, you wouldn't assume that me and him were together.
I guess. But I was chilling on the sitting on the couch, chalantly, and he was talking to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you know what? Maybe
I
don't know.
have a feeling he didn't. He thought that you two were just
he
like
definitely was
in the
interested
same
in
place and
figuring
having
it
a
out.
conversation.
Because the way he was looking at you guys while y'all were talking before you even said anything about like the elevator being slow or whatever, like he was looking, and we caught eyes, and I was just like,
Really? Wait,
yeah, I'm
why?
dead serious. He was just observing. You know how people are just curious? Like imagine if you just seen like a really skinny guy and then a really big woman. Not that that's the dynamic
I know,
was,
I
but
know.
like you'd be like, yo, how that work? You try to figure it out. And then they got kids. Now you trying to figure it out even more.
That's
I
what
wonder
I'm
what
pretty
was
sure
going on there. Like what?
because maybe he wasn't a part of the funeral party.
I thought he
went
was.
to-
So did I,
no,
but he went to the sixth floor.
See,
But that's what I'm
Ken was
saying.
on it.
That's what I'm saying though. So like maybe he thought like why all three of you with a baby going up to the hotel room or something like
Yo, Apocalypse Ken, yo. Cause that's how, yo, and this is Apocalypse had me and you stick together, bro.
Bro,
we
like-
on the same wave. I really thought he was a part of it.
I'm like
I was
I
like, oh,
don't
he
know.
probably getting some food. I was like, there's already food up there, right?
So the interesting thing is that like the funeral that we were at, he was black. 90% of that funeral was black. So
Yeah.
it's not like
It was a good mix, like Spanish, right? Too.
so the after party had a lot. The funeral itself, I would say 80%
Yeah.
black. When we went to the party, it was a lot smaller. than the funeral itself.
Got you.
But yeah, when we were at the funeral, very, very few lighter skin tones. But I mean, even at the hotel, it was, I would say, 70-30. Like, you might have thought that there was like, because like my immediate family is white, so like we were sitting over there, but like most of that room was either Spanish or black.
Yeah, no, I noticed that immediately.
So I just say that to say, like, it's not like we were kind of the odd ones there. I mean, I guess, if he's not paying attention to everybody who's going to the party.
I mean, he was only down there getting food, so he probably had no idea we were going up there.
Yeah.
And then like we clicked the 7th floor, and then he wanted to know like where you going, like, because we're you gotta remember, the dynamic of that is we are in a hotel.
Yeah.
You and me have the baby, so he assumes we're together. Now he wants to know where the black guy going.
I'm just chilling behind you.
Yeah.
That's why I said I'm observing him look at the scenario and trying to figure it out. He was mathing. I'm telling you, he was mathing, because I was mathing with him. I was trying to figure out where he's going, because I thought he was going with us. So he wasn't. When he had 6, I heard 6. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that's odd.
I thought at first too that he was going up to the thing, but like I didn't feel, because as I said,
And I also assumed you guys knew everybody. So when I saw giant jerseys walking by and no high fives, I was like, okay, maybe random people are.
my cousin, it was my cousin Mikey's father that passed away.
Right.
Mikey was probably like, he was my age and probably like a really good friend of mine when I was growing up. Like, I was really, really, really tight with him, and his mom was white and his dad was black, but they got divorced when Mikey was a little older because his mom got sick. I don't know if that's why. I have no idea why they got divorced, but his mom had epilepsy. She had brain surgeries, all kinds of issues. So I saw that side of the family a little less after we went to college. So that's why you would have seen me not like know a majority. Like, I knew a lot of people in the room. Like, I grew up, that was, every Christmas, every holiday, that was like the crowd. But there was a lot of people there that I didn't know, because that side of the family just kind of like went off, and it's your ex-wife. You're not gonna,
Right, migrated.
come around. I mean, he still did, just because like if Mikey was there, he would come.
But you gotta remember, he also moved to like North Carolina or something like that too.
He moved to North Carolina.
And then a lot of people that came up for the funeral were from North Carolina and like
Florida, Georgia.
I think they mentioned PA and something else.
Yeah, so there was a lot of people there. Plus, he was an EMT.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the people there weren't family. They were all like work people. But that whole thing was to say that it's. I didn't think that I thought at first like, oh, maybe he's going there, but I didn't, because, as I said, the funeral itself was maybe like 90-10, and I didn't see him at the funeral. Like, I would have caught just like a random white person there.
Right.
That would have caught my attention.
My people, yeah, what's going on? Welcome to. Hey.
No, honestly, I spent most of the night with Mikey and Chris and Vanessa. So they definitely are not white. And but yeah, it's just when you, I mean, if you're in a room full of white people, if there's 2 black people, you'll probably recognize them and see their face and be like, oh, I saw them there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you become Buddy extremely quick. Buddy becomes like your go-to name.
Yeah.
Buddy, what's going on, buddy? Buddy is like an ultimate, like.
So you just tend to recognize the minority, So like in that room, since there's like not that many white people, if that guy was there, I would have like recognized him. So I was like, Right. It seems like he's going. I don't think he's going to the funeral. So, true. But it's just I did recognize that happened. So it's funny that all 3 of us.
Yeah, I meant to say that in the car. I was like, bro, is that a little odd exchange?
Listen, my head is always on a swivel. So.
That's what I'm saying. I'm always catching you. Yeah. I don't want to get caught lacking in the.
So the purpose of that, where did we start? We started that with. It's privileged for me to say like, oh, you don't want me to go to an Asian store? I'll never go to an Asian grocery store. You don't want white people there? I'm going to get judged and people are going to be mean to me because I go to that space. I'm just not going to go to that space. It is privileged for me to be able to do that when, as I said, I don't know if it's other races as well, but I do know that Black people spent a majority of the time that we've had stores with employees following them around, not doing anything, but like they're getting followed around, they're getting an attitude, they're getting judged. So, I mean, when you look at it that way,
especially if there's no bad actors in that circumstances, like I could understand if you have bad actors, and that
Right.
and that way it will make you feel a prejudice towards some people because now you have ingrained in yourself every time you see these people in these scenarios, she's like which I
but
can
she
understand.
even said like I don't need it to be. And for okay, so you said that had something that you feel like something has to do with her childhood. She's half white.
Oh yeah, then she's
So she even says, she makes like a follow-up video where she's like, this does have something to do with me being half white, half Asian, and not really fitting into either group.
yeah. When she said blonde hair, when you single out when minorities single out white people by eye color and hair color, I already know what time they're on. When you that blue eyed, all that, because it's an insult. It's an insult.
Really?
It's an insult from the insecurity.
Blue eyes is an insult?
It's insult from the insecurity. You have blue eyes, so I'm insulting you to make it an insecurity because I'm insecure about it.
Was she insulting her by saying she had blonde hair, or just like?
It could be any color hair. You know what I'm saying?
No,
You
I know.
had to, you had to say it.
Let me say real quick before.
Go ahead.
I have a weird interpretation of things. Like, first of all, I never the saying in the South, God bless her heart, bless his heart. You know what I'm saying? I never knew that was like there was like an underlying tone there. I thought it was like, oh, that's such a nice thing to say. Thank you so much. No idea that that's like the meanest thing a Southerner can say to you. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know
It's like
that.
a backhanded compliment.
Right. So like I have trouble.
Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah. So like I don't perform well socially. I have social issues. So when someone's like outright insulting me, a lot of times I won't catch it.
Oh yeah, I got you.
I
So-
kiss that shit though.
When you're saying
I kiss that shit though. And
I don't.
I'm like, bro, I tell her and I'm like, bro, I'm like, yo. She's like, why are you so mad? I'm like, yo, because I want to go knock that mother out. Like,
What
and
about
she don't even realize it.
a sidebar? But you'll catch like, oh my God, your girlfriend's so pretty. Like that's an insult.
no, it's not.
You never had so there's a woman and then a woman, instead of telling you you're pretty, she has to tell it to Ken that you're pretty in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
As a way to say, oh my God, your girlfriend's so pretty. That's a backhanded. If you ask, if people commented, yo, I'm telling you, most women, that's like the most knee jerking. It's because it's like, why are you telling my significant other I'm pretty
When you're standing right there.
You're standing right there.
So I've only ever experienced that from Asian culture. Like, I don't think I've ever had like any other ethnicity come up to me and be like, oh, your girl's so pretty.
That's not true. That's happened multiple times, but I never interpreted it as an insult. Like you've had a lot of girls that you've known from the past.
Now I'm talking about randos. Like,
Randos, and it'll be people that know you.
Yeah,
it's
there's
like,
been a lot of people that like he knew before he knew me, and then he'll see them out, and they'll come over and like, oh hi, oh my God, your girlfriend. Yeah, but I never even thought that. But that's what I'm saying. Like I don't pick up on stuff like that. Like
it's almost like I thought you would do better compliment without
really?
saying it.
seriously?
Yeah, because it's like, oh my God, your girlfriend's so pretty. So
does it have to do with the eyes? Like
no, sometimes
you got me all messed up over here, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you. If you ask another more women about that statement, you can search it up, and that is like the most triggering thing, especially if you're outgoing, you're at a bar, and a girl does that, because it's putting you in a place of like trying to make a false security for you. Now you think I think you're pretty. Oh, she thinks I'm pretty. I like her now. Or you let your guard down. And so now you have your guard down because she thinks you're pretty.
Mm-hmm.
It's feeding into that. while also as a backhanded compliment because I could have just told you that. Why would I have to tell? It sounds like it would be, and it's not. It's kind of like how you said "bless your heart" is a saying like you wouldn't have known, being that it sounds like it. Oh, that'd be a good thing to say.
Yeah, it literally took someone explaining to me, like laying out the entire thing.
Right.
I
Someone
never
from not the South that heard it probably
Right.
used it in a positive way. So now it loses a meaning. So there are women that have said it and meant it, but there's others that really said it and meant it the real way. And 9 times out of 10 it's usually the negative way. Because it happens in gatherings all the time. Because that's why it becomes catty. Oh my God, you know what she said? I'm so pretty. Oh, look at her.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's like a number one go-to. You want to say something without saying something? Oh my God, you're so pretty. I love your hair. You see that one too.
That
oh my God,
see
I love
that
your hair.
okay. I get when you said that because like I know like they'll like you say that to the person. And it's all complete. It's like it was in a movie recently. I think they did it on Friends. They did it on Friends. Like she like walked in, like Monica walks over and she says it at like a door, like entering Rachel's like office, and she's like, "See that you were being fake," and she was like, "Oh, I love your dress," and it's really you hate the person's dress,
right? But that's
you
can tell there was a very clear tone there. Like in that situation, like they had already had beef, they hated each other, they fought, they tried to make up, and there was just like that was very obvious. What he's talking about is like a first time meeting thing, which is why I'm like,
well, you first time.
How many times have I been insulted to my face?
Like I said, there's some people that mean it, and you can tell by how they go about the conversation,
like the body language and everything too.
The body language, but
it's so messed up, man. And see, this is like,
it's a nice little knife to the side. You know what I mean?
I don't come off. I think it's most people like.
I'm sorry to interrupt
no,
you.
You're fine.
I'll give you an opposite one, and it'll be like this. Oh, I thought he was a little bit taller. Like the guy that she used to date. Be like, bro, I thought you were a little bit taller. Hey, what's going on, man? And he does the old pat on the back. Can you ever been the guy?
I get that shit all the time.
Oh man, what's going on, man?
Yeah,
and you see him,
shorty.
he actually.
There's people that say shit like that to me all the time.
Even
like
if
it's
not a tall thing, they'll make it. He's almost over bromantic with him. One of these. It's
like,
like,
a couple of her exes used to do shit like that to me, and I'm like, yo, he's
a couple of my exes.
Yeah,
not a couple.
And then you'd be like,
I got 2. That's a couple.
It as the guy, you'd be like, bro, what is? And then they always gotta say, nah, she's good, man. She's good. Yeah, you got, man. I'm happy for you, man. Happy. And you, as a guy, you're like, bro, why are you?
You're lucky.
Yeah.
Don't ever forget how lucky you are.
Yeah, that's on the women's side. It's like that. It's crazy.
It's hard for me because like when you look at me, like most people, you look at me and I look not like somebody that would just be completely stupid in interpreting like social dynamics. You know, people look at me and they're like, okay, you know your way around a conversation, you know your way around this. Like I don't appear as someone that would like, not the people that have issues have a certain way that they look, but I'm just saying like from like initial meeting, I've never had anybody. Everyone, if I ever talk to people about like I don't understand, like they just look at me like, what are you talking about? Like I'm awkward and I just don't like. Yeah, when we went to that party, I would say I knew 70% of that room, but like I don't want to go up and say hi to somebody and then like there's just like, you know, like it just doesn't stop going through my head, like unless it's somebody like my aunt was here on Thanksgiving, you know, like any of those people I'll go up to. But like if it's somebody, oh, I know you, for instance, his son Chris has 2 kids, known them since they were babies, but I haven't seen them in a few years, and I didn't go and say hi to them because I was like so scared. I'm like, well, what if they don't remember me? Like I don't want to take their time up. Like I just, you know what I'm saying? Like it's,
yeah, you're trying to.
It's hard because not only
like
are you have that stuff
like,
go.
Do you remember the password?
Yeah,
I think it was A B C D.
And not only do you have that like that socially dynamic awkwardness going on, but at the same time, people are looking at you and expecting you not to. They're looking at you and they're like, no, she knows what she's doing. She's fine. And I'm just like, I'm that person that like I'll wave to someone and because they're waving at me, but like they're waving at the person behind me and I just melt and die. Like that's me. So I don't know. It's
the self-conscious.
Yeah, it's just like the
versus
difficulty going through it. And
so you're very self-aware, but you're self-conscious be like, and it shuts off the self-awareness.
So self-aware, yes, but like aware of other people, not so much. There's been a lot of situations that I have no idea why he'll say like, that was not a good situation. Times Square, where I was just like walking down. I was walking down the street. It was a long time ago. I was like 23. I was walking down the street and like a dude came up and he like patted me on the back and he was like having a conversation with me and I was totally fine. Like there was no issue. There was no threat. No, nothing. And like he came over and was like, get over here. And he like grabbed me by the arm and like yanked me away. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? He's like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What actually?
I think we were playing Pokemon Go. And like we were like, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. And we were like right around 42nd, 43rd. And like the dude like walked over. Like, you know how like everybody down there is like, oh, hey, how you doing? But it was just like, plenty of people had done that like throughout the night. Like, you know, we're all friendly. But like this one dude just like walked up and he like, yo, like he didn't even be like, yo, ma or whatever. But he just like came up. And then I caught him like he tapped her and put his arm around her and was like, oh, there's a party or whatever. And then there was two dudes on the side. And like, I was just like, I'm like, nah, something's wrong right now. And I like turned and the other two were like starting to walk over. And I literally just like took 4 steps towards her, grabbed her and was like, yo, we out now.
See, but like, I don't look at that situation. And I mean, now that I'm out of the army, I'm definitely a lot more aware of my surroundings and less like through life. But that's not a scenario that I interpreted as dangerous.
Oh, and it 100% was like,
yeah,
like that was definitely one of those situations where like the two dudes were gonna knock me out, and she was gonna end up down an alley getting like, yeah, it was not, and like she was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Yo, like." Like, come on, street smarts. Like, let's go. I don't know. It was really bad.
But that's like I guess kind of like the factor of making sure you're kind of like seeing people's intentions through other people's, because you don't know how many people are connected, especially out in like.
And that's what I'm saying with like socially unaware, where like I wouldn't look at that situation and be like, oh, these are the intentions of the person, just because I'm like. I'm looking more at me and the way that I put myself out rather than like at other people and how they're doing things. And, oh, that's suspicious. Oh, that's, you know, I'm just like, if I'm worried about me and I stay over here, I don't got to worry about what everybody else is doing and thinking and feeling and, you know, I don't know, whatever. So we've been did we wrap up that whole H-Mart conversation? Are we good on that?
Yeah.
I mean,
think we're good.
I think we were talking about the last part. We were talking about her being Asian. So
she has like, yes, I feel like she has some like shame ingrained in herself.
And that's what I was making the point, that she has to say like the whole blonde hair, blue eyes, like those are indicators.
That's how we got there. Okay.
Yeah, the indications that you know when someone is having some sort of insecurity towards it. And it becomes very poignant when it's like she has to refer to it as that instead of just like, if she just said white or black person, then it would have been like whatever, because it just, we don't know who that person looks like, but she's pointing out that this person has blonde hair, like I side eye and that woman over there, the white woman with the blonde hair. It's like,
so you're saying that that's like kind of a sign that
she has an insecurity,
she's jealous of that?
It's either jealousy or insecurity, because from what I can tell from people that I know that are, well, you know, people that have the middle ground in terms of their ethnicity, where they're mixed, especially like a really hard mix where one parent's the other and the other parent's the other. They don't have they have a harder time fitting in with, especially if it's a language barrier, one or the other,
Hmm.
because you get ostracized for either or. You know what I mean? If you're
You feel like you don't belong to either.
exactly. So now to make myself more preserve my self image, I have to point out the other sides of the parts that make them them. That also is me.
Hmm.
But I don't have those. I don't have the blonde hair and the blue eyes. So I don't feel really Asian, and I don't really feel white. Because
Yeah.
people look at me, they're gonna think I'm Asian. So now I gotta make it a Asian thing.
I guess the reason that this whole like scandal, so from that video, there's been a lot of like discourse because there's a lot of Asian content creators that are coming out and they're like, that's absolutely not true. I love white people being in Asian markets and I'm more than happy to help them when they're in there. I have no issue whatsoever. If anybody does, that's just racist, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of other Asian content creators that are coming out and saying everybody that says that grew up around white people and didn't embrace their Asian culture. Those are like there's like an insult that they called them like white Asians, not Asian, but like it was like they're like Asian deniers, kind of.
That's what I was talking about before. You're most likely to find that they're more comfortable around them. So that's why when I said the side eye was that being a thing, I thought it was that kind of raised the flag for me, because I was like, most Asians don't have really that much of a problem. They're like the model minority.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like they don't really have a problem. They try to be white adjacent more than anything.
But do they? Or
yeah.
do they just not say it out loud as much and now they are? Well, I guess okay, so my point of that is that
at least
it's hard to feel hated for something that you didn't do. And that's why I say that that's coming from a place of privilege for me, because other cultures have dealt with that forever. Like that's something that, I mean, back to the before the 1900s, you know, that's a thing that Black people have always talked about, that they go into stores and the security follows them around, that they'll be walking on the street and the white person will cross the street because they feel like they're dangerous. Like there's snap judgments that people make that are not even like, I guess racist, but like more like assumptions. And
yeah, it also is kind of like unfair to make it like, because you're white, I could be racist towards you.
Right. And that's the thing, is that it's hard because like I don't like feeling like that. I don't like feeling like, okay, you just don't like me because I'm white. But at the same time, I mean, I guess
it's like trying to make, say, remember USO oppressor? Now you got to figure it out.
Right.
Now you got to feel
but it's 100 years apart.
Yeah, no,
you know
I
what
agree.
I'm saying? Like if you would have done that in the same person's lifetime, that would make the point.
Oh yeah, Malcolm X.
But
his first iteration of Malcolm X is literally
But you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, in that time, I don't
get
know
you,
that there was ever any.
I don't think, including with the side eye, I don't think you should feel a certain type of way just because of some adjacent ethnic thing, race wars that happen in slavery and everything, that you shouldn't have to have.
Well, I don't know that slavery isn't, because it's Asians and whites. So
I meant like oh yeah, the Asian and white thing. I guess not really slavery, but they were a part of the early discrimination when they did a lot of the things that benefit them now is from the rallies, you know? So it's like they were at a time very close towards the Black Panther Party as well. So it's like originally you had I guess a finer fight at the time. It was like fight the oppressor together, and then it became, you know what? We kind of resemble. We're not, even though they would still be like, you're the yellows, or you know what I mean. You would still get the racial discrimination towards them, but it's like as modern as it got, they started to be more adjacent towards
I mean,
white
people had not as bad as like black people because there was slavery, but like as far as I know, like Asians, let's look at Asian. They have like the stereotypes and everything, but was there any kind of thing like slavery?
And like Asian communities,
like in America
World
in
War
America?
II, we
against Asians?
yes, in
Yeah,
World War
World
II,
War II.
we literally took them and put them in concentration camps.
yeah, because you couldn't even tell if who was Japanese or not. So you just like, hey, you know what I mean? You start looking at the eyes, like, hey, bro.
So I know that
Yeah.
there was like internment camps in Japan.
We
I
had
guess
them
I didn't
here,
look
too.
into it in America.
Yeah, there was camps, and yeah, Ken's right. There was the camps. That was kind of like what.
I just say that like when I look at the way that they interpret their oppression, right? Because this is, oh, well, we're going back against the oppressor, right? So that how do they interpret their history of oppression?
I guess it depends on.
Is it that like
I guess
they weren't allowed to get jobs? Is it that they were like what? You know what I'm saying?
They were considered colored folk, regardless.
Because like I mean,
So like yes,
so I know like I on my channel I did like a whole history of like when Italians first came over to America, there was like signs on windows like Italians need not apply, Italians not allowed in this establishment.
same,
So that's what I'm saying. So like that's not great, but not really like generational
you
trauma
called
inducing.
guineas.
Right. Very
Like,
yeah.
It's the most
Wow.
derogatory term. And then, which I always thought was funny because like that's what I always thought black people and Italian people were kind of like you use a form of endearment from a form of oppression.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'd be like, you got the guinea teas. Like I'll help a lot of Italian people and they refer to it. It's not even a wife beater. You know, it goes farther than that. It's got to be a guinea tea.
Yeah.
Like
but
an
if someone
N-word
else calls
tea,
them that, it's gonna be a fight.
it's crazy too. But they'll call it amongst each other.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like I can understand it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. So that's like it wasn't. I mean, I don't know how long that went on, but it did go on.
Yeah, long.
But I
long
don't
time.
know that that's like bad enough to build like generational trauma, which is why I'm asking like the Asian community, was it like that level where they weren't allowed to go and get jobs at these certain places or enter these certain places?
I guess it could be some discrimination. I think there, like we were saying before, like there could be areas where there was positive results, like assuming like, oh, we're gonna hire the Asian person because like they gotta be like pretty intelligent, smart, savvy, on time. Like you just assume the positive out of them, and there might be some that assume the negative, especially with things like politics and in China. That you see an Asian person and like, oh, he's probably Chinese, and you know, I'm not doing anything with the Chinese. So it's got to be, you know what I'm saying? There's probably that, and then the whole in New York when the elderly people were getting kind of, you know, treated. They had the whole march with that happening, people attacking Asian elders in the streets. So there could be a little bit of that, but I think for the most part, it seems like her story comes from a place of either self bullying or just her representation she doesn't
See, and
align with.
the problem is that it's not just her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if it was just her and everybody just kind of was like, you're stupid, nobody else thinks like that, then it would be fine. You know,
Right.
nobody would be. But the fact that like it's devolved now on the internet into like white people are horrible and anybody that doesn't think so is stupid.
Yeah, that's a hate train that's always revolving on the internet that people try to go back to and use because you're gonna always find a group of people that are gonna like it.
And then not only
If you hate any demographic of people.
is there like the people that are saying that, but they're going after their own people and they're saying, oh, if you're Asian and you're saying that it's okay for white people to be in Asian marts, you're a Asian hater.
But I mean, it's
of
not,
yourself. But that's what
it's not
so that's what I'm saying.
segregated.
You know,
It's not like
but that's what I'm saying. Like it's devolved into that where it's like they want segregation.
if that was so, every Chinese spot would be like Chinese only. What you doing in here? Like, bro, what do you mean, bro? I came for the Chinese food.
Exactly. So
want
it's like it's such a hard thing to
wrap your head around, right? But I guess
Yeah.
it's like to them, you take it like this is, which is opposite in the like other communities. Like you don't go to a pizzeria owned by Italian and they're gonna look at you like, what you doing trying to get some pizza?
Yeah,
You're like,
exactly.
bro, I just want, they know, they're like, yo, welcome to they're happy you support it. So like in any, like back in the day,
But Italian are white people. And that's the thing. Like Italians are I'm Italian. I'm fully Italian. So when this girl is saying like I give snark to white people that are in these spaces, I would be someone getting snark.
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So like Italians would never be like, oh, we don't like white people.
So you've
Like,
never been to an Asian market?
I've never been to an Asian market.
So that could be a thing in between this week. We could do a callback. You could go to this. So I'm telling you, we're not recording. We don't got to record the experience. We're not trying to get
Hell yeah, we're gonna record that.
Okay.
If we did it, bro, I'll hell no.
That's how we get famous. All right, just how we get famous. Y'all remember it here. John said it. We're gonna go to the Asian market. We're gonna have fun. And there's mad good snacks. You love snacks.
I do love snacks.
That's what I'm saying.
I know, but
Those drinks that you like hit the little ball,
Yeah.
and they go into the thing.
They got all that.
They used to have like Hello Kitty candy and shit. Like,
yeah, it's no
But
different.
I feel like tensions are so heightened right now because of one stupid TikTok
You're
video.
not going to get got in there.
I don't think I'm going to get got. I just don't want.
Oh my God, the redhead. No, they're going to. If you see them, like, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to. They're a very. I'm telling you, anytime I've been to the Asian market, it's always been cool. It's always been vibes. Like, no one's really paying attention to anyone half the time.
According to that girl, they are. And everybody coming out in support of her and saying that anybody that doesn't support her is a hater.
so what was her TikTok looking like before that?
That's what I'm saying.
Because I have so many people that say, you know what you need to do to get famous? Create controversy.
That's what I'm saying.
So maybe it was farmed.
She could have farmed it. And the fact that she was playing it off like, oh my God, I'm a
bitch because but like really she's playing off of the insecurities that she got because like you said, she doesn't belong to the Asian community. She doesn't belong to the white
technically
community.
White. So
it just
I
sucks
can't
when
be
you
racist.
you have to like fight your own insecurities by instilling insecurities into other people, because I'm telling you right now, if I were to go to an Asian market right now, like I would be so insecure the entire time I was in there. Hell yeah.
It's mad.
Hell yeah.
You know what's so funny is that most of the people there, they, like I said, I don't want to sound like they're like a pledge allegiance to white people in there, but I'm saying that there's a comfortability. So they see you, it's like, oh, okay. And then go about their day. It's not going to be like a,
And I never.
What are you doing? It's not going to be an army.
I never thought that would be the case until this whole thing. And that's what I'm saying. Like, until this situation, I never went into an Asian market just because I am a little bitch and I can't handle spice. Like, I can't do spice at all. Fish. So I'm allergic to fish, like deathly allergic.
Oh, okay. Well,
so, but I would find stuff there. I just never really sorted out because I can't really do spice and like anything like spicy. I kind of tend to stay away from. So that's just what's kept me out of there in the past. Now that it's going around that like this girl came out and said it, and not everybody, but a lot of people are like, oh, thankfully this girl said what I've been thinking all this time. And now it's out in the open, and now it's like, who knows if you're going to go to the store and someone's going to go home that night and make a video about having an interaction with you.
Tag me in it.
That's not.
And you got to put your best outfit on, go in there, get your snacks. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you going in there and ni hao, you know what I'm saying? It's not like you going in there going crazy. Now, if you did that would be crazy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because that would be you're kind of inciting. It would be like trying to incite.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're going in there doing your due diligence of shopping, then I'm telling you, it's not that crazy. It's not like they
I'm
got.
sure. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not like envisioning in my head like, oh, I think if I go to the store, people are going to be jumping out at me with phone. Like, I don't think anything would happen. I'm more where I'm like, I don't
And they also
want to pass somebody. Like she said that the whole time that other girl was coming down the aisle, she was just giving her dirty looks. Why would I want to put myself in a situation where the other people shopping are giving me dirty looks and giving me an attitude? Like, I just don't want to do that.
You know what this all sounds like? It sounds like her dad is white. Her mom is Asian.
Yeah.
Her dad's a finance bro. And she can't land a white dude.
Pretty much.
What? Why?
I'm playing the stereotype there.
That's like the Oxford study. The
yeah, exactly.
He knows what I'm saying. Yeah, he knows it.
I feel like that's because like I'm still going back to the thing that she doesn't feel like she belongs to the white community, and she don't feel like she belongs to the Asian community.
Right.
That's why she's saying I'm Asian. It's like it would be like me saying I'm Spanish, so I can get away with saying some really freaking crazy shit. You know, like, and I feel like that's where she's kind of been going with it. And like, I feel like, you know, maybe she lost a boyfriend. Like, there's something underlying there.
She does make a video where she talks about that. She talks about like how when she was growing up, she didn't feel like she had a community that she belonged in.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's definitely, I think she's projecting and she's trying to get support for the way she feels.
And as I said,
because like that's what's making her have her community now.
But as I said, if that video had come out and everybody else just discounted it and said, whatever, that's just a really insecure girl, whatever, it would have been nothing. But that's not what happened. This video came out and a whole lot of people got online and said, that's what we've all been thinking all this time. We just haven't said it out loud. And anybody that doesn't agree with her hates themselves for it.
Okay.
We've all been doing this all this time.
Now, so when you have an opinion of something, you're going to have people that are in support and you're going to have people that are against, no matter what it is. You're always going to find, and TikTok's algorithm is going to give you the people that are going to support you, and you're not going to have the people that are against you. Or it's going to be in the comments. Like, that's literally their algorithm for a reason. Because, like, my TikTok is nothing like your TikTok. So I feel like no matter what, I could literally throw up the sky's green. And TikTok's going to take that video and put it there and in front of the people that say the sky is green, they're in support of me. Until you change that algorithm. So, with that being said, the insecurities that like, oh, you going in there? I don't think there is an insecurity because I've been in so many different types of stores growing up. Like I've never had that issue. But she's fear-mongering also. Yeah. Because maybe she's uncomfortable with white people and she don't want you in the store. So she's going to fear-monger you from going in there. So now she's feeling more comfortable.
Maybe all the people that are saying, oh, we've felt this way forever, we just never said it out loud, maybe they feel that way. Like we just don't feel comfortable around white people and you guys are judgy and mean and so we do it first. Like that's possible.
I guess maybe because like you go in the city, you go to like a boba tea shop, like it's all Asian and they're not, it's an Asian drink and they know it's popular because non-Asian people drink it and Asian people drink it. So if you go to get boba tea, they know you can, you know what I mean? So it's not like, why is the white girl trying to get some boba tea? Oh my God, she thinks it's not like Australia. Like Australia, they really don't like Asian people. They be like, yo, y'all taking over. Y'all need to chill out. It's kind of happening in Japan with like Indian. Like there's a lot of Indians that go and they're just like very, you know, what's the word? There's certain qualities of life in certain countries that they have a medium to, and then when other ethnic groups go beyond that medium, it's very noticeable because you stick out like a sore thumb. So when you start doing things that the medium doesn't do, it's like, bro, it's kind of like the medium in certain, like say the medium in your
like
neighborhood,
middle class.
or just like the atmosphere, like the medium in your neighborhood would be like, you don't usually hear loud music, right? For example.
Okay.
But there's then next door, a neighbor moves in and it's a black family. Now you start hearing loud music. So now that the medium used to be this, and now it's that. So now it's raising. Now, if everyone had loud music playing before this, it wouldn't be as noticeable. But now that the black family does it in the neighborhood, now you're like,
it's that saying, there goes the neighborhood.
yeah, man, come on. And black people say it too. Other black people come.
Right, and
You know what I'm
we were
saying?
saying like your ex-girlfriend was told like you can't date a white guy.
Oh no, actually the opposite. It was more so like, well, at least in my situation, it was more so, her immediate family only wanted her to. It was either really just Asian or white. I would be like the factor out of it. To be fair,
who did you say was told that you can't date a white guy?
No. I was saying that the people that were majority that were that she did date a white guy, but the people that also was majority making fun of her at school were white. So you would think that because of that, she wouldn't have even gone that route. But that was just because even with the things of the treatment, her parents still had kind of like, if it's this, okay, we would like that if it was just another Vietnamese person, because then we have the language exchange and stuff like that, and there's a familiarity with the culture. But if it's white, it's like, okay, it's not as bad because maybe the outside family wouldn't view it as.
So her parents weren't happy with her dating you because you were black?
In the beginning, yeah.
Really?
But then I met them, and you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't call it you beat prejudice, because they weren't really prejudiced, because I talked to him over the phone first before because he invited me into his house, and I stayed with them originally. So, when she eventually told her parents about me,
how'd you meet her?
Online.
Okay.
Yeah. We met online on some just writing stuff, and then we were both like writing in the writing community.
So do you think that there was some flags because of that? Like you met someone online?
In terms of like red
so
flags for me,
it seems like they weren't super happy with your relationship when it first started.
Well, she was also a person that she in her life made bad relationship choices.
Okay.
So like
so
people
they
that
just looked at everything she did as like you're just making another mistake.
Bad, and then this guy lives far away and he's black.
And you met him online.
But somehow, some way, a couple of years ago, it wasn't as bad meeting people online. So, I got invited to the house, and the parents were cool with me staying there. So that was already I also spoke to the dad on the phone. Like we had, a conversation, and that was already kind of like a dynamic that got passed, where he kind of filtered out like if I was like the type of person I was. And it ended up being a green flag in the long run after the relationship was over and we let bygones be bygones. He was one that I spoke to the last time in the firm before, everything was years ahead after the breakup. He was real supportive of making sure that he knew that I was, the example when it came to people that she would then be with. And he always related it to any person she was with. Like, hey, you not John, man. I won't lie to you, bro. You got to kick rocks, bro. Because I set a really good precedent of treatment of how I treated his daughter. So he always solidified me. And
you're the new standard.
Yeah. Even when it came to her mom, who didn't really speak a lot of English, I was able to like really, get that motherly hug at the end of the visit. You know what I mean? It's like those cool things that were enabled the positive. So my relationship with her might have affected their positive relationship with other black people.
That's good.
Because now you have a call like, man, maybe he's kind of like Johnny, And I think that's kind of where it starts at, is where you have like one denominator that's kind of like sets off the rest of other people.
See, and I guess that's why it's so like jarring to hear something like, well, if you're white and you're in this space, I'm going to give you an attitude.
Yeah.
Not because, well, there should be no hate against white people. Like people can feel how they feel. I think it's just more, I don't know how you go about changing that?
Other
simple.
Than like that, like you said, like just be a
You-
good standard and positively influence future relationships that people have
Right.
with white people, where if she grew up and she got bullied, that she's gonna have a certain feeling
chip on her shoulder.
towards white people. And if you're someone that has a positive impact, I mean, I don't know. It's as I said, it's just hard.
pretty simple. It's that people need to literally just like the thing that we were told growing up. Don't judge a book by its cover. But like obviously when there's emotional damage or whatever that's in there, people start putting their guard up. So they're like, I don't want to get to know you. But at the end of the day, like someone's never going to change the opinion of somebody unless they're willing to actually see the reason, like to see like examples of something different than what they know. And unless you're willing to open up and actually do that, like if her parents were like, we got this opinion of you and there is nothing that you could do to change that, then like there's no way to change the narrative there. But if like you go into knowing people and being like, you know what, I don't know you from a hole in a wall, so like I'm not gonna make any assumptions, and I'm gonna like there's like any like interaction, like you know what I'm saying, like and the problem is that once you start getting emotional damage and any sort of thing that negatively impacts you growing up or just your other surroundings, maybe you have no emotional damage. It's just that the people that you're around are like, nah, these people are horrible.
Yeah.
It don't matter. But like, you got to be the person that's like, you know what? I'm not going to be the same person. I'm going to be the one that's going to allow that change, which is obviously what's happening throughout life, that like, even from the 60s to now, like when, like the way most white people see black people, it's the same thing.
Yeah, we were just watching Umbrella Academy, and the girl went back in time to the 60s, and she like walked into a restaurant and he like pointed to a sign that said whites only. So like, that's so wild to think that wasn't that long ago. It was 30 years before like I was born. That's so insane. To think that existed.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. Like,
especially when you talk to, like, when I meet older people at a certain age group, especially my dad lived through a certain era of like not segregation, but
whites only, that's segregation. And that was 1960.
The integration period.
Oh, okay.
Because, you know, he's like 67 right now, so he's almost like 70 years old. So you guys think 70, almost 100 years removed, you're 70, you're only about 20 to 30 years off of what was barely slavery. So it's like
Christ.
you start getting to that.
You always think of that as like something that happened so long ago, you know, like, but it's not.
Which you see the advancement now, right? You know what I mean? Like,
but I think so. Another thing that the conversation was being led around with this whole Asian grocery store is that a lot of people that grew up Asian in America went to school with their food, and the white people around them made fun of them for their food.
right.
They said it smelled bad. They said
Kimchi.
yeah, they made fun of them for it.
You, bro.
And now it's like it's saying
hate kimchi, bro. I used to make it at the I'm sorry. I used to hate this smell.
So their point is, well, we grew up and we got made fun of for having this food. For you guys said it smelled bad. You guys said it tasted bad. You guys said it looked gross. And now that it's like a TikTok trend, you guys are in our grocery stores
Chefing
buying the food that you made fun of me for eating when I grew up. And I totally understand that. I do. I get that. And I guess that's why I've never been into an Asian grocery store. And I mean, I've bought products online, like things that like look good, but I see where they're coming from, but it's like, I don't know. It's hard. It's like, how do you take apart that experience that you had to make you feel negatively about people, you know?
Yeah, especially when you have something as far as like a bullying teasing that happened in your earlier like that. It leaves you, but there's still like for most people there's a remnants. You know what I mean? So it's like you can still kind of recall some of the things that can be like I remember the craziest stuff black people used to say to me, bro. Somebody said, this is the craziest thing somebody said to me, bro. They said, I forgot. I think I had some old sneakers on or whatever when I was younger, and somebody was like, "Bro, did you dig up your grandfather's shoes and put them on like slave shoes, bro?" I was like, "Yo, who even?" I'm a child at the time. I'm like, who even thinks of that? You can't even. What a comeback! What are you gonna say to that? Like, no, it's not. Like, it's worse if it's not because it looked like it is. So now you stuck in a conundrum. So it's like if you're someone that's Asian and someone says something like, man, like what the sushi or calling you made in China, you know what I'm saying? Little things like that. And it's like going back home, all you have is your community to talk to. So yeah, eventually somebody says it, you're gonna be like, see, that's what we saying. Remember, this is that they be on. They be saying this, and then when it comes to saying certain things about us, as soon as it becomes popular, it's cool. They're experiencing the, and I could tell you, there's probably a black person in the comments like, see, now y'all understand how we feel. Because it's cool when they do it, but the problem when we do it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, eventually you're going to get to a point where certain cultures going to be like, yo, y'all was messing with the chitlins and the fried chicken. Those were things that we got because that was the scraps. And now we turned it into something that becomes I wouldn't even call it a homage or soul food. And then now y'all want to, I'm going to get me some soul food. Like, it sound crazy. You want to get food that your people made us eat?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, absolutely.
And now it's cool to make soul food. Okay.
Right. But then as on the other side of that coin, like what do you do about that? Because you weren't part
get
of
invited
that.
to the cookout.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
and
saying?
that's the thing, like you weren't part of that generation that only gave scraps.
Exactly.
That's not part of when you grew up. So like how do you look at that experience that happened so far removed from your own generation? Like you accept that happened and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it becomes regurgitory. It becomes every family or every culture has their, when they get together, the adults talk, and what the adults talk about furthers the conversation of what is talked about in the family. So it's like if you get together, there's only going to be so many topics adults are going to talk about. The kids are going to play and then maybe eavesdropping over here topics about the adults. But what the adults talk about during gatherings is the culture of what gets passed on. So if you're a conversation in a black household, it always going to be, and they've made videos on this like, oh, you got to talk. It gets to a point where a cookout becomes somebody got to bring out white people. It got to be a white top. Oh, you know how them white, you know how they getting this crazy, man. They, you know what I'm saying? Because it always got to relate to the job. Yeah, man. Bob is going crazy at the job, man. I don't know. I feel like he don't like me, da 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 da. And becomes this whole peril where everybody got to give their 2 cents on white people. And it's like, bro.
And then if you were to bring, if one person were to bring a white person, like, oh, I got a white girlfriend. A white friend?
Yo, it's even now she out of place. Now it's like it
right. And now at this point, I feel the same way I would feel being the white person at that cookout. I would feel being in a Asian grocery store.
I got you. But see, the only difference is,
yeah, but you awkward.
Yeah.
I mean, not that, but
I'm awkward no matter where I go.
That's what I'm
Absolutely.
saying. Like you go to a party that like one of your friends invited you to, and you're hanging out with the dog and not talking to nobody else. Like
my sister's like that, so y'all would get along.
Like that's her. Like that's her. Like,
but no, I feel what you're saying. The only difference is that if you were getting invited to somewhere, like if the Asian market owner invite, like, please come, and then you were like, I don't want to come because the people there might not find me, you know, I would feel out of place. That I feel like that would correlate. But if you're just going because you're getting something that you need out of a market that's designed to be. It's not like the Asian market is Asian people selling things that they need and they want from things from their culture. It doesn't be a lock on the door for people that are not a part of the culture, because it would be like no different from a Jamaican beef patty spot. So everyone's invited to come eat the food. Is to partake. You know what I mean? And that's what the culture exchange is for you to partake. So you want to see people there. Like she was kind of backhand rewarding people on, oh yeah, we do need to, help the mom and pop shops, like trying to double down on her.
Yeah, white people still go to the
like,
grocery stores. I'm not saying
like they
don't
were
go,
not
but I'm going to
already-
give you an attitude when you do.
You know,
Yeah,
you
it's
know what the
crazy.
whole thing with that is that, like, this whole time, I've been thinking that I feel like almost everybody needs to be able to be a business owner. And the reason why I say this is because, like I said, growing up, I had really strong ties to a Chinese restaurant. And there used to be a grocery store next to the Chinese restaurant that I would say I was affiliated with. Like my dad did deliveries, my uncle did deliveries, So they asked my uncle, there's where I feel like we never, like other Chinese restaurants always have black people that go there, and like they never could get black people in. Like they would just go to like the Great American or whatever the hell the store was next to it. My uncle was like, it may sound bad, but like your menu caters only to Chinese food. And like he got them to start carrying French fries, and they started carrying fried chicken. They started carrying different types of chicken on a stick. But like I'm talking like 20, 30 years ago where like you would be able to go into a Chinese restaurant and you wouldn't see fried chicken. You wouldn't see French fries. Now you can pretty much go into any store like that and they offer some sort, like, especially
it's more
like,
Americanized.
Exactly. So like, and I feel like that's the thing, is that the reason why I say everyone should own a business is because it allows you to open up your mind to meet the needs of culture, like the other cultures.
Yeah,
which is what like
Everybody has the same color money.
exactly.
pretty
So
much.
like once you start doing that, you start to like open your mind of, oh, we need to cultural exchange, like you were saying, and allow other people to come in. And I feel like she's gatekeeping the Asian culture because going back to her being like, no, this is mine. Like she's trying to be a part of something. And, oh, you guys didn't want me to be a part of you, so I want you out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like,
Pretty much.
I don't know. I just feel like it's
playing both sides because
she's doing too much.
Some days she probably feels like a white woman. Some days she probably feels Asian.
Exactly.
You can't really tell based on how someone is mentally until they start talking, and the way she's talking, it just seems that way.
Yeah.
And I
mean, there's a lot of white people that, like, there was a lot of people in the comments saying like, I'm white, I have no Asian in me, but for all of my high school years, I was in like a cultural exchange kind of program. So I grew up in China and they taught me how to cook, and that's the only food I know how to cook. So it's great to know that I'm going to the store to get the groceries to the only food that I know how to cook, and I'm being like grilled and having attitude thrown at me for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Yeah. I
I
can understand that.
I hope that relations get a lot better and go a lot further than they are. But what you said before, that's why I was like, get your headphones back on, because you said a lot of the issues that we have is led by the government.
Oh, facts. And that's so where I was going with that was that if we start to just give the person next to us that we don't know an opportunity to like get to know yourself and you get to know them, we can do amazing things. But if we do that, then we wouldn't need a government. We wouldn't need to be policed. I was like the 90s, there was still a lot of white on black hate. And then there was also still a lot of black hate on white because of slavery and stuff like that.
I think it had a lot more to do.
mortality.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Rodney
exactly.
King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But right now, what do we got going on? There's always going to be some targeted group that the government wants you to hate. Like right now, what's going on? Getting rid of illegals, Venezuelans. So if you keep the country divided, then we can't all group together to just be like, you know what, we really don't need you guys. And then meanwhile,
their biggest fear is for us all to stop fighting amongst each other and fight together.
because if we fought together, we wouldn't be paying 50% in taxes, or tax on your wages, tax on your property that you already own, tax on the groceries that you're buying, because you're literally just being taxed on tax and tax and tax and tax and tax, and it just never
You
ends.
tax before you got the dollar, and then tax spending it.
But yeah, exactly. By the time that dollar that you made, you literally, if you're seeing 20% of that dollar, it's crazy. And then they want you to donate, and then it's crazy.
To something that's just imaginary to the system, essentially.
Exactly. And the thing is, the biggest fear to the leadership of the country is unity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I fully agree with that.
Because if we could just unite,
because united, you make a decision. United, you stand.
Exactly. And like everyone, who can I blame today for why I can't afford a house on the same $15 salary that my parents could, or whatever? Because like,
oh, well, it's the fault of the illegals that came in and took
they're
our
not,
jobs.
Exactly. They're
and
not paying
the
taxes.
government that allowed that to happen.
Exactly. Like, and it's just, it sucks. Because like, I can't say that I haven't fallen victim to a certain type of belief in the past. But like, I definitely have to say, like, once I started to like actually open up and be more open-minded towards like everything in life. And like, I definitely, before I was 18, I started getting to that point too, where I was just like,
you're deconstructing the things that you were taught growing up.
Exactly.
That's what I was saying before. Like, there's so much that you had to unteach yourself.
Exactly. And that's why I also feel that like everybody should want, like, whether you support the government or not, like, I feel like everybody should have some sort of service, kind of like what, like, was it Israel that makes you serve, like everybody serve?
Israel,
or is it just the men that serve?
No, everybody.
Opened your mind to a lot more. Like, I was already open-minded at that point, but I feel like it opened my mind to a lot more because of, like, you really don't own your life at all when you're like tied to like any sort of military branch, you know? So
it was in the military that I learned that Africa is kind of the same as us.
Yeah.
Like, I never knew that. Like, and that's the thing. That wasn't me being ignorant. That was literally the government purposely not only teaching you something. You know, it's not like, oh, we want them to think. No, they literally didn't make information available to us other than what they want. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even like, oh, well, we're going to give you all the facts, but we want you to believe this in the facts. No, most Americans had no idea that Africa, like, a majority of it is exactly like here.
Bro, look at Iraq and Afghanistan. We right now, like, the average American thinks that it's a sand country and it's been decimated because of war. And literally it's just like going into Africa and seeing that it's not a there's so many parts that isn't a third world country.
Village huts and everything.
Yeah. But like,
and that's literally the government.
You can literally go into the United States, go to the desert, and think that it's literally the same exact thing. You could think that it's poor and like. So you look at Katrina and you would think that like you can literally videotape that and be like, wow, the U.S. is a third world country. Like,
I feel like you could say that.
You could say that anyway, but you know, but like,
some parts of it,
that I feel like that's what the U.S. government does, and that's because like they don't want you to be like, well, if I'm not happy here, maybe I can go to like Italy or any other country,
Africa,
and
they don't want you to
survive.
Think that you can go to Africa and thrive.
Like we like the United States was supposed to be like
the best country in the world,
the country of dreams, and I feel like
advancement.
We were taught all of our lives to like. And don't get me wrong, I love my country. Like, I ain't saying that. But we're taught all of our lives that we are the best country in the world because you're supposed to have patriotism and all this.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to be afraid to go to other countries. Like, the only thing I remember, like, if you go to, like, Mexico and you go off, like, the resorts, that you're going to get killed.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, it may be like that. But like, I'm a lot more likely to go visit a country and not believe the crap that I was taught all my life because
like Brazil.
exactly.
There's obviously dangerous parts of Brazil.
There's many dangerous parts here in the United States. Like there's certain spots right now you better not walk in Brooklyn.
Brazil is hard.
There's 0 places in America that there's signs up on the roads that say if your car breaks down, you're going to die.
Yeah, Brazil has houses on top of houses on top of houses on top of houses in prominent areas in Brazil in the capital. So it's just like it's really beautiful in Brazil. It's kind of like you go to Cuba, like there's parts of Cuba that are just amazing. You be like, yo, the women are beautiful, the guys are cool, the cigars are smoke. Wow, the money's good, kind of here. It's nice. You could get, and then it's like, wow, you see the areas that are. Their government hides that are gray, and you see the dogs walking around hungry and skinny, and kids with no clothes. You be like, "Oh, I thought it was kind of." It's not the resort, but there's people that live their lives here, and they survive here. So you start to get a kind of
rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, you get rose-colored glasses a bit, and it's kind of deters you from. When people think America's like that, they come and they're like, oh my God, exchange students that I've met. And they're like, they like it, but there's certain things that at their home that they don't have to deal with. So it's like, dang, you gotta, like, it's nice. New York's cool. The places over here, the states are cool, but it's not the same when you go to another place and it's not as expensive, and
it's because America is the biggest capitalistic country in the world.
Yeah.
And like,
man.
Nobody like,
and you see other places, you be like, I could afford a house, this and that, and this and this and that, and this and that.
Our quality of life is not protected in this country at all.
Bro,
not
like,
at all.
What was the thing what was the thing you were saying? Like, what was it? Coffee? Is that the thing where you were like, oh, that it gets tested before it gets put out to other countries? And then,
milk.
Are you sure it's only milk?
Milk.
And then like it won't pass anywhere else. Like it doesn't pass like the regulations for like edible stuff in any other country. And they just look at it like, just dump it on America. They'll give it to anybody.
We had that conversation because of Canada. Because the whole conversation was that our tariffs we were raising tariffs on Canada. And it was like, well, Canada had tariffs on us first. And it turns out that Canada didn't really have tariffs on us. They had threshold tariffs. So like if you sell us, let's say we have our own dairy industry here, and you have a dairy industry. We want to protect our dairy industry, so we can't just import all the dairy, right? So if you sell us over this amount of dairy, we're going to then put a tariff in place. But we never actually end up hitting that tariff because they don't accept any of our dairy because it has too high of like antibiotics and like poisons in it. So I mean, if you go to Europe, half the food in America is illegal there. Like everywhere else in the world, they look at us like
Doritos.
We just shovel trash down our like we're toxic things, and they make fun of us for it. But it's like, bro, that's freaking tragic. That's an entire country just like. We don't have anything to do with that. We don't work at the FDA. We don't develop the food. Don't you think that's sad that like we're being exposed to that? We don't have a choice.
It's to me,
point.
Even our fruits.
Like when we were learning this, like I don't know why, but like I remember her saying that to me, and I was just like, wow. So it really is like Good Burger, where they like. You remember when they had like the healthy meat from the Good Burger, and then the Mondo Burger came in, and they literally just inject like it was like this poison shit that they were injecting in it, and it made the burger go from like this to like this, and like they couldn't compete. But their stuff was Good Burger stuff was healthy, and in Mondo Burger it was literally just like
goo. But people will buy the goo, and
exactly because of marketing and what like is what you're told is good for you. So like, and it's just crazy to me like that. This has been going on for plenty of like.
Oh yeah, the industry of the food industry alone.
Like, oh, the worker's hand got cut off and fell into the thing. Don't tell nobody. What we'll do is we'll mark it up $40, and the extra taste is it's a special blend or something like that. I don't know.
All right. On that note, we're gonna go ahead and end this episode. It is late. We've been doing it a long time, so thanks so much for watching, guys. If you guys are still in here at the end, you're the real ones. because this is going to be a very long episode, guys.
Yeah, we are at 2 hours and 23 minutes right now.
Yeah, baby. All right. I hope you guys come back next week. I don't have anything planned for next week, but we'll be here. So see you next week. Bye.
See you guys
Later.